Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. So, I thought I'd come on and talk a little bit about the reasons for putting the MRI scan up, and yeah, I'm going to address a few things. And a lot of people, I really appreciate the support. People saying, "Oh, you don't need to put this up. You don't need to justify anything. You don't need to explain yourself." But I enjoy it. I enjoy explaining myself, and I enjoy, I enjoy explaining myself, and I enjoy talking about fighting, and I just enjoy it. I enjoy coming on and addressing a couple of things, especially around the fighting world, and my plans, and yeah, I'm just going to have a little bit of a rant. So, the reasons I put my MRI scan up is because I see a lot of people talking about, I haven't fought in a long time, and all you do is talk about fighting and this, that, the other. So one of the reasons why I wanted to put the MRI scan up and go, look, this is what I've been struggling with the last 12 to 13 months. It's not just a daft injury. It's a couple of bulging discs. It's bad wear and tear on my vertebrae to the point where they're that thin, they're pressing on my nervous system. The nerves that go down my left and my right arm, are affected, which is causing me excruciating pain. When I've been training so what we did is, when I first got diagnosed with this injury, and we went and seen a specialist, he sat me down, he said, "Where's the pain?" I told him it was going down my arms and my elbows. The pain was that bad. I felt like my elbows and my forearms were going to explode, and it felt like ligament damage in my arms, in my elbows and in my shoulders, which was coming all the way down in my forearm. But it turned out that it's my neck. Now, this specialist looked at me for 10 minutes, had me lifting my arms up, moving around, and he went, "It's not your arms, it's your neck." And I was like, "There's nothing wrong with my neck." He went, "Move it left to right." So he moved my neck left and right, up and down. He said, "It feels stiff." I went, "Yeah, well, it's stiff, but I just put it down to, because I'm always training, I'm always moving, I'm always lifting, I'm always getting punched. One way or another, I'm doing a lot of physical training around my body, around my neck and my spine and stuff like that." So he went, no, it's your neck. You need to go for MRI scan. So we goes for the MRI scan, which was 9 months ago, 10 months ago, something like that. And it turned out that I've got a couple of bulging discs, bad wear and tear, blah, 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 blah. Potential nerve damage, which is affecting down my arms. So what we did was, we did a bit of treatment. Got a banana, you princess, got a banana as well. So we ended up doing treatment. Here, Abigail. There you go. Come. So we ended up doing treatment, which was IDD machine, laser treatment, shockwave treatment. We did a lot of stuff to try and manage this injury without getting the operation, because the operation is what's needed, which is through your voice box, move your voice box across, go through, sort of reconstruct your spine, pull all this disc back together, and it's a good operation. It's a big operation. It's going to put me out for a long time. So we tried to work around it. I'm fortunate enough to have some decent sponsors behind me, which covered all the private treatment that I got. Anyway, gets the treatment. Worked on that for about 7-8 months, still trying to take over, because I've always tried to train through it. All I did was, which I shouldn't have done. I would get prescribed painkillers, so I would take 2 in the morning, go train, take 2 in the afternoon, go train, take 2 in the night and go train. So this is what I've always done the last few months to get through my training sessions, which was master pain, which is something I shouldn't have done, because it's probably made it worse. Over the last few weeks. So over the last 12 to 13 weeks, we thought, right, we're flying here, we're all right, we're fit, we can probably fight. I'm back sparring, I'm back hitting pads as hard as I can, I'm doing it 5-6 days a week, I'm feeling fucking good. Let's get some fights penciled in. So we get some fights penciled in. I've been talking to the Bad to the Bone for a while. Gets a fight in September, gets a fight in the August time. Thought, right, we're sound, we're flying, let's go. Start sparring 2-3 times a week, taking some big shots, feeling good. 3 or 4 weeks ago, I sparred with Big Stevie Robbo, one of the hardest punchers I've ever sparred with, but I might add, and the man can fucking punch. He's probably the hardest puncher I've ever sparred with. Not the most technical, but he can bang. He hits me with a shot on the back of my head. Felt sort of twinge, felt alright, comes home. Goes to pick a cup of coffee up, couldn't pick the cup of coffee up the next morning. My left arm was in excruciating pain, couldn't move. Goes back to the doctors, back to the hospital. They did another MRI scan. They confirmed that my nerves are being exposed, and I'm going to end up damaging them if I'm not careful. Me being me, we had these fights penciled in. We tried to push through it. A couple of days later, we did a pad work. I'm on the pads. I flings a shot, bang, collapses. My left side of my body was fucked, and it hasn't been normal. It's been knackered ever since. My right arm's still giving me pain, but my left arm now on my left side of my body is in excruciating pain, and I can't really move. Now I still am training, I'm still ticking over, but I'm not punching pads as hard as I can. I'm not sparring no more. I'm still running. I still do all my spinning. I'm still doing bits of strength and conditioning. But as it stands now, I'm having to get the operation before I fight. So the 15th of August one has had to be cancelled. I spoke to my opponent. My opponent is dead respectful. Massive shout out going out to Carl Haworth, Bombhead, lovely kid. Spoke to me. Has massive respect for me. You know, I respect him as well. We've had a good conversation, and he's got no problem with it. I'll probably meet him on the 15th of August because I'll still be at the show. Spoke to Stefan Hanks. We're going to see where we're at. We're trying to get I'm with a surgeon in a couple of days. I'm going to be sitting down with a surgeon over the next week or so. We're going to see what the options are, see how long it's going to take me to recover, you know, and we're going to go from there. But it's looking like I'm going to need the operation before I fight again. Now, we've already spoke about the operation. We see what the operation, as long as all goes to plan and I can recover from it, I will be fighting again. Of course I'll be fighting again. I'm 40 in October. You know, some of my pals, Mick Terrell, one of the best heavyweight fighters on the planet, bare knuckle fighters on the planet, 42, 43, still competing, still fighting. I know I can still compete. I know I can still fight at this level. You know, I'm 40-year-old. I've never felt so good. Apart from my neck, I've never felt so sharp, never felt so strong, never felt so fast, never felt so fit. I feel really fucking good. It's just this neck, you know. So I'm gonna take some time out, get this neck sorted. Hopefully be back. Spoke to Bad to the Bone. They're gonna put the contract on hold. They're gonna welcome me with open arms. So all is not lost. Now, the reason why I decided to come out and talk about this is because I see a lot of people, all you do is talk about fighting. Listen, even if I never fight again, even if I'd never come out of retirement and never fought on the BKFC, never fought on Street Beats, I've still earned the right to talk about fighting. I'm a 40-fight veteran. I've had 30-odd professional K1 kickboxing fights. Say what you want about them. Say what you want about them. I'm extremely proud of what I've done in the K1 kickboxing world. You know, I fought some real good lads. Lucas Probiak, legend. Gramada legend. They call him the goat of bare knuckle. Extraordinary human being. A fucking warrior. You know, I fought him. He's got a win against Tom Aspinall. I beat Lucas. I stopped Lucas in the first round. Fought one of Mick Terrell's sparring partners, James Cannon. A tough kid. Stopped him in the first round. Fought Chris Cooper. A legend of K1 kickboxing on the UK scene. Stopped him in the second round. Alan Drain went to Scotland, fought a kid called Alan Drain. The list goes on. I fought a lot of decent lads who are still competing now. Tough lads, and I've beat them all. You know, on the British scene, I know that I was one of the best K1 kickboxers in Britain at the time. Fact. You know, and for me, that has earned me the right to talk about fighting and to talk about combat sport as much as I want. You know, I just can't believe there's people in the comment section questioning me and, you know, telling me that all you do is talk about fighting. I thought, fucking right, I can talk about fighting as much as I want. When you've had as many fights as I have, you can do what you want about fighting. You can talk about what you want when it comes to fighting. You know, I just find it mad that people want to disrespect and hate on me because I'm talking about fighting. I've not competed in a while. The reason I'm not competing is because I'm struggling. You know, I want to compete. I want to fight. You know, obviously it's just out of my hands. What can I do? Yeah. I want to give a massive shout out to all the people who support me on this journey, all the people who keep it respectful, all the people who back me, all the people who support me. Big shout out to you guys. It does not go unnoticed. You know, it goes, you know, it helps me it helps me on this journey, because if I never had support and it was just all the hate that I was reading, I wouldn't be here talking, you know. But because of the support and because of the respectful comments and the messages that I get on a daily, I'll always be here, regardless of who likes me and who dislikes me. I don't give a shit. I'm always going to come on, make as many videos as you want, bash me in the comments. I'm here to stay. It's simple as that. You know, so I appreciate each and every person that supports me and keeps it respectful, and you know, I do. I really appreciate it. Big shout out to Sure Pure CBD oil. Big shout out to Know Your Boxing, Brothers Inc. You know, there's probably a couple of sponsors that I forgot, but the main guy, who I'm not going to mention, who I love dearly, my friend and brother, the big man, supporting me through this journey. If it wasn't for him, none of this would be possible. If it wasn't for him, it would be game over. It would have been game over for me a long time ago. But because of him, I'm not going to mention his name. You know, dreams are coming true, and he's making everything possible for me to keep striving on and looking forward to the future. So, yeah, I'll be back. I'm going nowhere. I'll be back, and I'm here, and I'm staying here. You know, yeah, it is what it is. Maybe the rest of the year might be written off, but you know, you never know. You never know. Let's see what happens. Fighting game, I'm not out the fighting game, and fighting's not over for me. I'll be back, and I'll continue to talk about it as much as I want. God bless.